Hey guys, Happysplasher here. Good morning. So right now we're going to continue with the world event. So yeah, let's keep going. Currently we are about to start chapter 2, and let's go over to the history and we'll see a little bit of the beginning. This is the final boss of this chapter, the King Taurus, which means that the new hero will be the boss for chapter 3. We'll head over to the roadmap and we'll start off with this quest here. This is Defeat Servant. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to a battle. And they do have a skill, so at the start of the turn, we'll deal damage to enemies except order. Stop right there. Ever since you got here, the demons and beasts are like off the chain. Tell me what you know, now. Why is everyone here so angry? On my home plane, there's only harmony. Pity you can't understand that. Off the chain? Let's take a look at the buildings. And we'll attack on the open lane A. Alright, you win. We are the Heralds of the Great Phoenix. Every 100 years, he comes to the chosen plane to be reborn. So that's why you want to start a fire? To help your Phoenix be reborn faster? Gods, no! Heralds wish no harm to any soul. We only want to greet our reborn ruler. If Heralds have nothing to do with this, it seems that demons are playing with fire once again. You are going to get burned. Okay, so that was Servant. We'll head over to the roadmap and continue. Okay, another ad. Alright, we're on this next quest here. Activate Epic Obelisk in place of power 3 times. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to the place of power. As you can see, the obelisk has reached a new level, and so our rewards are also increased. We'll activate the Epic Obelisk, which is right here, 3 times. So we'll click there, we'll skip the animation, and hopefully we get some of the new hero.
Epic!
And we do, so that's good. We are now complete with that quest. We'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Okay, we have this next quest here up top. Open 10 chests for victories over other players. Behind that, we have find 900 souls of epic heroes. On the bottom, we have perform Demigods, Gods of War, or Miracle Summons 2 times. We'll start with this quest up top. This one is open 10 chests for victories over other players. We'll hit the go. And this brings us over to the League. We do have a couple of League chests available right here, but not quite enough in order to get this done immediately. So we will do these offline, and we will see you guys later. Alright guys, we are back. Currently we're on this quest, open 10 chests for victories over other players. We have done that offline, and so we will now continue. Okay, we have this next quest here, find 900 souls of epic heroes. We'll hit the go. And this brings us over to the summon hall. What I'll actually do is close out of this, head out of the roadmap, and then head over to our league. I do know that we have at least 1 league chest over here. And as you can see, we do have an epic one that does have enough souls. So we are now complete. We'll head back to the roadmap, and then we'll do this bottom quest down here. This one is perform Demigods, Gods of War, or Miracle Summons 2 times. We'll hit the go. And this brings us back to the summon hall. We'll do 1 Demigod summon, as we have done 1 already, and so we will do that. And finish up the quest right here.
Epic!
Great. Okay. We will head back to the roadmap and claim both rewards. Okay, we're on this next quest here, Defeat Bruiser. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to a battle. And they do have a skill, so whenever an ally attacks the enemy warlord, which is us, they will give the attacking ally some health. Okay, and no dialogue too. Alright, let's take a look at the buildings. And we have this wyvern over here that deals some poison damage to enemies in the line. We'll summon this range hero here on A1 on the open lane. And there we go. So that was Bruiser. We'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Okay, looks like we have a quest already completed. Let's take a look at these that are still here. So this one up top is Soulbind any of the event rares 5 times. Behind that we have boost legendary heroes 4 times. On the bottom here we have find 1400 souls of the event epics. We'll We'll start by doing this quest up top. This one is Soulbind any of the event rares 5 times. We have done this already because we did have both the Demon Orb and the Bully, so that is why this one is already complete. So we will claim that. Okay, we have this next quest up top. This one is boost legendary heroes 4 times. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to our squad. We will boost any 4 legendary heroes over here. So what we're going to do is first filter for those. We'll filter for them, and then we do want to actually boost heroes that are of a low level, because as you'll see here, for example, this hero here has a boost of 173, and this one, which is slightly lower, has a boost of 138. So we'll do that. So here's number 1, number 2, number 3 over here. And as you can see, the cost of the boost does go up, so that's why we're hopping around to other heroes instead of just boosting one single hero. Okay, we are now complete with that quest. We'll head back to the roadmap, and then we'll do this bottom quest down here. This one is find 1400 souls of the event epics. We'll hit the go, and this brings us back to the summon hall. I do want to check out and make sure that we still have our bonuses. So we'll head back to the guild, and then the bonus over here. As you can see, we still have the self-perfection that we have done before, and so that will help us lower the cost of evolve, meaning that we'll get more souls. So we'll close that out. We'll head over to the squad. Next, we'll filter for our event rares. So we have the rares here, and then we will do some evolve. So let's start with, I guess we can start with this hero here. As you see, it does count for the number of souls, so we'll need to find the Minotaur and the Beholder. The Beholder is a Chaos hero, and I believe he's also a melee hero as well. So we'll do some evolve here. Okay, and then we'll filter for the Minotaur, or the Bully, which is a nature and melee hero. And it looks like we have plenty of copies, so we'll do some evolve. And as you can see, we are now complete with that quest. So we'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Okay, we have this next quest here, defeat Gatekeeper. We'll hit the go, and this brings us to another battle. And they do have a skill, so whenever an enemy appears, they will get a skill. Whenever they die, they deal damage to adjacent allies. Who dares to disturb the dreadful bolts? The Lord Protector does. I've come to find out what kind of game your boss is playing. Out of my way. Out of my way indeed. Okay, let's take a look at the buildings. And we have this Dark Warrior over here that when he dies, he gives Metal Shield to the ally Warlord. We're going to avoid him and actually summon our Yorick here on D1. When he comes into play, he deals damage to these buildings, and then allows us to deal damage over here on the open lane. Now, spit it out. Why did you decide to burn everyone? Balt says the Phoenix will rise from the ashes after a great fire and help him escape the lower world, willingly or not. Seems so. Balt will stop at nothing to have his freedom. So destructive. Okay, that was Gatekeeper. We'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Alright, we have these next set of quests here. Up top, we have spend 1700 copper coins. Behind that, we have Soulbind the event epics 5 times. On the bottom here, we have spend 7,500 runes. We're going to save the runes for later chapters. So in this case, we'll just do this quest up top. This one is spend 1,700 copper coins. We'll hit the go. And this brings us up to the black market. We will need to spend 1,700 copper coins. So in this case, we will do... We're going to spend over here. We'll start with this hero. Okay, we'll also spend on the Grimoire Night Child. We will also spend on the new epic. And we just need 200 more. Let's see. Might as well spend over here too. All right, as you can see, we are now complete. And as well, we didn't have to spend it on just one hero. We could have spread it around. So we'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Okay, we have this next quest here, Soulbind any of the event epics 5 times. Similar to the previous Soulbind quest, we do have these heroes from before, and so that is why this one is complete. So now we will continue. Okay, we have our next quest here, Defeat Guardian. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to a battle. And they do have a skill, so at the start of the turn, we'll deal damage to enemies except order. Wow, that background is so white. Okay, let's take a look at the buildings. Oh, it's like a low contrast. It looks like it's... okay. And we have this Gravekeeper over here. When he comes into play, he places 1 extra attack rune, which is right here. We will summon the Yorick here on C1, and then attack on the open lane. And there we go. So that was Guardian. We'll head back to the roadmap and continue. Okay, we have our next set of quests here. Up top, collect resources and gold mine 3 times. Behind that, we have Reborn the event epics 5 times. On the bottom here, we have spend 500 gems. We'll start with this quest up top. This one is collect resources and gold mine 3 times. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to the gold mine. The gold mine itself does have a timer, so once you do complete it, you will need to wait until another one is available. And so because of that, we will do this offline, and we will see you guys later. Alright guys, we are back. Currently we're on this quest here, collect resources and gold mine 3 times. We have done that offline, and so that is why we are complete. So we will now continue. Okay, we got another ad once again. We got this next quest over here, Reborn any of the event epics 5 times. We did have these heroes from before, and so that is why this one is also complete. So now we'll do this bottom quest here. This one is spend 500 gems. We'll hit the go. And this brings us over to the summon hall. What we'll actually do is close out, and then we'll head over to the legendary draft, and then we'll just spend some gems over here in order to start this off. And as you see, it does count for this quest, and we are also complete. So now we will head back to the roadmap and then continue. Okay, we have this next quest here. Get 2 legendary heroes and summon orange chest. We'll hit the go. This brings us over to the league. We do have a couple of these legendary chests already for us, so we'll open them up. And as you see, they do count for this quest. I'm also going to see if we have any in the Mighty Pass. And around, nope, not quite yet. We would have to get to level 20, which we are a few days away. So we'll actually open up the other chest here, so that way we can have more spaces for battles. Ooh, not bad. Got some extra Apollo. All right, we will head back to the roadmap as we are complete, and so we'll now continue. Okay, we're on the final quest of Chapter 2. This one is Defeat Leader. We'll hit the go. And this brings us to a battle. And they do have a skill, so whenever an ally attacks the enemy warlord, they will get the attack boost here. Down with the Lord Protector. Let's make Taurus the ruler of Pangaea. Chill out. I just need to speak to your leader. He won't speak to a traitor like you. Will sooner thank me for trampling you into the ground. Defend yourself. Why would you say defend yourself if you're trying to do bad stuff here? Okay, let's take a look at the buildings. And we have this ogre plant, which summons a plant when he attacks. Then that plant will also be able to do some poison. We'll start with this Grace here on A1 because of the random damage that allows us to clear out the buildings. We have this Wyvern over here that has flight and can also do some poison damage. We'll summon on the open lane B. Now, what happened to Taurus? I remember that he was very different when he ruled the bulls on Dactyl. What did you expect? First, men drove us away from Dactyl, and when we made our new home, demons want to burn it to the ground. That's not hospitable at all. Okay, that was Leader. We'll head back to the roadmap and continue. And here is the biography or end card for Chapter 2. So King Taurus. Taurus was a wise and sensible ruler. His kingdom was located on Dactyl, a plane where power belonged to nature. But when Dactyl was invaded by men, Taurus couldn't defend his land, and his kin was forced to leave their home. Blaming the Lord Protector for all this, the bull wants to take his place. Got it. Okay, so we'll grab our rewards. And now we'll start Chapter 3. So Chapter 3, Rebirth of the Phoenix. The Phoenix prophecy is about to come true, but the conflict between the bulls, wow, there's 3 L's here, and demons is only growing stronger. Both Taurus and Baltz are gunning for the throne. The Lord Protector will need all his courage to save Pangea. Indeed. Okay, so here are the rewards for Chapter 3. We'll be able to get 1k copies of that new hero, the Kai the Fiery Soul, along with some Miracle Scrolls, a medal for finishing the event, and then also a gallery portrait. So yeah, we'll hop into the adventure. And at this point, we will stop the video, and we will start Chapter 3 later. This is Happysplasher, signing off.